Just let me find my proper remote control as I realize that my my TV volume is actually loud enough for you guys to pick up on it. So echo is bad. Okay. Oh, so we were working on call dance on this. Very actually, it's really rather nice outside. I'm not wearing my. I don't have to wear my unicorn blanket. It's not even a smidge cold. Though at 11, I am gonna run downstairs and check on the stove because I've been a little lazy this morning. Well, I can't say lazy, so I cross stitch on stream. That is what I love to do on stream. I do a lot of crocheting, and I inherited a very large collection that was mostly still in its original packaging, which is all fine and dandy, except it doesn't store very well. And if you try to smush it when it's stored in its original packaging, you can get knots. And some of it's been used. So I've been caking it all. But today I found a very unique circumstance where it was in a bag. It was not at all together, and I've been using there's plenty of tools that you can use. I'm using a wrench to wind the yarn around it because that's what I had handy. You could generally, most people would use a dowel or a stick or something like that, but I use a wrench because I am raw. And I'm getting it all in one nice spool so that I can cake it up and do the things and organize it properly. So that's what I've been doing this morning. Working on 307, and we're gonna get 307 done today. Then we're gonna be working on 310, which is black, because I was just before I transitioned over to talking to you guys, I was like, what color is blocky, but at the same time, there's enough of it so I don't have to keep swapping. And the black, let's see if I can zoom out just a smidge. And the black starts over in this corner and it goes down, so I figure it's good enough. Oh, but we're gonna finish up on this beauteous yellow color. Like it looks more marigold yellow on the camera, but it's actually more of a sunshine yellow in person. So that's what we got going on. I'm wondering if in 2 hours, because yesterday I got 0.1% done. We only have 0.05% left to hit 2%. So I'm wondering if we can hit 2% today. Let's see, 3, 6. 2% would be fantastic. It's a little under 10,000 stitches, but we'll see where we get. Oh, so I got the tummy. I got the tummy of my little sport weight yarn dragon done. Let me see if I can grab him without him stabbing me, because he has stick pins in him. Oh. So I got the tummy all done. And one of his little wings. But the tummy's all done, and a little fairy wing. He is flippin' cute. This is a very cute little dragon. he is the big weekend goal, or she, or they, or cutie patootie. Fae. I think I'm gonna start using the fae and the fex pronouns for my dragons. Because I'm not good with pronouns, and sometimes I'm a he. Me, they. Woo! The pink blanket from hell! But this weekend's goal is to get the little pink dragon all complete. Yesterday, I'm proud of myself. I got all my little, I got all the baby dragons I had in stock that I made last year. I got them all, essentially solidified. Like over the course of the winter, I have gotten a lot better in building my baby dragons. And honestly, a large part of that is because I've gone over and I've made the meadow dragons, and the person who did the instructions for the meadow dragons did a little bit better job of describing how to wire up skeletons. So I translated the skills that that person taught me over into the baby dragons. So it's improvement all the way around, and they are two different people. The baby dragons are yarn inspirations, and the meadow dragons are crafty intentions. Both fantastic pattern makers, like no complaints. Just crafty intentions did a better job for my brain, explaining how to wire. But I have my hoop art and my displays to go through, organize, and get ready to go out for next Sunday. So I'm really rather proud of myself. I'm sticking to my guns as to not starting anything new, and though I've really wanted to, as I've been getting all this other yarn organized and sorted and prepared, it's like, oh, this color would be great for this, or this color would be great for that. I've held back. But I do know that once I have everything organized and the meadow dragon is all done, I am diving into my sea serpent of the variegated red and black. So that's happening. Two, and then skip one into and all the dragons I talk about that will be for sale, not only will be for sale in person at my craft shows. I know I don't have a whole lot of local viewers, and that's fine. But they not only are they for sale at my craft shows, they will each be getting a product page on my website, which I do need to work on and update. And I apologize if anybody's been there recently. It's kind of gaining cobwebs like my ceiling. And I need to, and part of all of my cleaning and whatnot is I've been making a nice space to take good pictures and video of my products. But it takes time. Being a one woman show and also having a full-time 40 takes energy, and sometimes I just don't have it. But with it getting sunnier and warmer and easier for me to move, I'll be able to get some more stuff done.
We stand here together, united as one. One tribe, a feeling from deep inside, a sense of victory and euphoria. Look at us now, united as one. This is our destiny. Release the energy.
Last night at work, I'm hoping tonight at work, which is my last shift before a couple of days off. I'm hoping tonight at work is as good as last night at work was. Um,
We stand here together, united as one. One tribe.
so 3,
This is our destiny.
6. I've also been like taking taking a couple minutes out every day to like
As one.
do something with my studio space. Even though I probably should be working on the basement, so I can actually start doing stuff in my studio space. 6.
You get us now. Release the energy. Together as one.
I have to pick up a couple more light bulbs for the basement. A ton of work that needs to get done down there. Getting some bright lights is very handy. So and today I paid all of my bills, so I now know that actually that's I think tomorrow I'll be going out. And getting one big jack for the main spot in my house that needs it. I have one spot in my house where it's very noticeably because they cut the joist, and when they leveled the house, that break in the joist affected everything. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna see which local store has it, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna go get the bit that I need to even out that joist and start inching my house up from that particular area. Because I do have enough free flow, which is great. But I need to stop not doing things. Like, oh, I totally need to do this, and then not. And it's a baby step. It's not everything that I want to do, but it is a baby step, and I can get that one tool. Where are my little scissors? There they are. And after I get the joist evened out with its solely departed friend, I'll need to brace it together because like someone intentionally took like a chainsaw or chop saw and cut that joist. And my house is gonna be wonky. House is gonna bitch so much because it's a good 2-inch differentiation. And it's going to take a while to level out. It's a process. You don't just go in and because we live in the house and we don't want anything to break, so you don't just go into the house and crank. You get it up to where it's tight, and you'll hear. I guess I'm speaking in a switching over to my in tune with all of the things around me language. um, your house will groan. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Once you start putting pressure on bits that have been uh, bearing weight, and then you start taking the weight off and pushing up, it's going to compact and lift, but the house will groan. It's like when you lift your car up, or you take something heavy off of someone, and so you can't just like huck it up. Once I get to the point of the house groaning, it'll be every day going down there and doing a turn, and adjusting it that way. So it's gonna be a process. But in that process, like right now where I'm sitting, is a downhill slope because of where the house sags, uh, and that will go away, which honestly is part of the reason it's getting it's been in my craws, because I actually have to hold myself in place while I'm cross stitching, which is a great workout. Don't get me wrong, I have like legs of steel, but at the same time, it's exhausting. But I would love to start getting the low spots in my house up a bit. Because in my attic, it's because on the first floor it's not so bad. Do you notice it? Yes. If you put a marble on the floor, it will roll down to the low spots. You can tell. On the second floor, it's a little bit bad, but on the third floor, you can actually visually see where the floor is higher than where it should be, and that's a problem. So okay, we're there. So four more. Is Miss Jules alive today, or at least twitching? There's that. Ah, yes, the laundry thing. That is another thing I will be doing tomorrow. And even though I picked up the spray paint that I need for tomorrow, I did not pick up the trim that I needed. So I still, oh, in addition to seeing where I can pick up one of the jacks that I need, because yes, while jacking up the house, um, requires some heavy equipment. Um, Ultimately, I will be placing footings there too, which means I will have to be preparing, playing with cement and framing and whatnot, and all that happy fun. But it will be good. The outcome will be good. Start there and go three. Is my Dragon? Is my music level okay? Because I keep flip flopping around with being where I should have it, like where the interwebs suggest it, and then I look at where I'm talking and I'm not much louder than my music, so I always put it down. So I'm just kind of I'm looking for feedback. And yes, I could plug in my headphones, but I'm lazy. Okay. How's that? Like, I like people being able to hear it when I'm not talking, because there are some bits where I hyper focus right in on what I'm doing, and I can hear my music because it's like right up on my head. And I think my next upgrade for me is going to be a newer microphone. Okay, skip one and one. Skip one and one. Skip one. Okay. Oh, one left. One left. I love that the yellow is much bolder on camera, because in front of my eyes, it's kind of hard to see. So one left, and then. So yeah, the yellow has its little spot up here we did yesterday. It has a spot here, and that has a spot here. It's not a huge color, but there's enough of it to make an impact. And it's in enough spaces that it makes it convenient to put in. Like with the black works around it and in here. So whereas whereas black on the last page was like 5 stitches, it's actually the black on this page, much like with Divine, the black on this page is much more significant. I'm not a huge fan of most, like, it's not a color for me, but I don't dislike it. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not a pink girl, but at the same time, I can live with it. Okay, one lesson all the way. The white that I'm winding currently is so that I have one more round on Vaporeon's collar, and the other side of the collar is white, and the white that I'm caking right now. Because don't get me wrong, I have a metric fuck ton of white, but this particular white is a little textured, and I think it would be great for the underside of a fishy Pokemon. So I'm like, nope, I'm gonna cake this up, and it's gonna be the white part of Vaporeon's collar. Um, but first, I have to battle the yarn, and right now I'm winning. Uh, but the I have I have the collar, I have all four legs, and then I have all the fins for Vaporeon left to do. Um, and I'm also starting to realize, like, that with my pretty little showstoppers, I need to make sure that in case I sell them, I have pretty little packaging for them. I might have to go out and purchase a couple boxes that I can whip out. Where did I put my? Okay. I love that I'm left-handed and I keep putting my scissors on the right side of me. I'm like, seriously? My brain is my brain is off today.
A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence of hope upon the horizon. A sense of victory at the break of dawn.
This weekend I'm also going to play with uh my roof my roof storage for my arts and crafts. Do. My brain wandered off again. I keep having a 404 error in my brain.
The rise of heroes.
Okay, One lesson. I think Jules might have the marble today. She's doing laundry, so she might actually have the marble today. With spring coming down the line, I should really start thinking about being better about taking my allergy med. Or else I will just be miserable. I'll still be miserable, just not as miserable. Vila. Ugh. Well, she's also an hour ahead of us, so. I forgot to pull stuff for dinner, so tonight is going to be a fend for thyself here at the creature household. And we have more than enough, so it's not a huge deal. It's just, whoops. One less. One less time. Almost done this little block area. Then I get to find my new patch. I think like work needs to have more half days. So, in saying that, I had a interesting thought because I work in healthcare. Healthcare is 24/7, 365. There's absolutely no breaks. But in my particular job, there could be. Um, I mean, I don't know what it would cost, but at the same time, almost worth it. Um, to at least for like the level of care that I'm working with, um, have a little machine in a person's room that's loaded with the meds for the day. So obviously, we'd need to have someone come in and load meds for the day. Uh, and and have it be like an alarm clock. And at the time that they can take their meds, an alarm can go off. And and it's just a simple computer program behind the scenes. It's a simple computer program. Um, and after the med window closes, they are no longer, if they hit the button, it doesn't let the pills out. What it does is it locks it up until the next med window. And then it does the same thing. Hey, you can take your meds now. Oh, your med window is closing. You have like 5 minutes to take your meds, that kind of thing. Um, and it would work me out of a job, but it's a neat idea because it's like a cell phone alarm. I know a lot of the residents I work with have cell phone alarms for their meds, so they can harangue us about getting their meds. And geesh, with the technology these days, the machine that I was thinking of could send notifications to one's phone. It's one of the most appropriate words for what these people do. So, uh, yesterday, uh, with passing meds, we have certain restrictions, rules, regulations that we have to follow. One of them is there's it's not so much out in the wild in the real world, but for the sake of sanity, when you're dealing with 48 people and trying to organize everything, we have things called med windows. It's traditionally it is an hour before and an hour after the designated time of the medication. So if you have a med that you get once every 12 hours, um, the med window, like say it's 8 and 8, 8 in the morning, 8 at night. I can give it to you as early as 7 or as late as 9. And yesterday, a lady went out for a doctor's appointment and refused her meds on her way out. And then when she got back, um, she couldn't have them because it was outside her window, and she got angry. And I got a face full of angry, and I played, because I'm good at it, I played devil's advocate. Um, and then she started saying, "Oh, this staff is slow. I was never offered any of this," and I was like, "Well, think of it this way: there are 24 of you guys, roughly 24. Right now, there's a little fewer, but we can have anywhere from 20 to 24 residents on a floor. And during the day shift currently, they have the whole floor, which makes it very busy, and I do not envy them at all. I only have 16 people a night. At max. At max, I'll only ever have 16 people a night. And this lady, she's just angry. And I'm like, there are more of you than there are of us. We have to follow the rules that the state has put in place so that we can get we can get you what you need. And just playing devil's advocate here, patience and tolerance and temperance are things that you might need to practice while this person who has had her cert for a whole week today, you have to practice temperance. and oh, I know, but I don't want to. And I'm like, and that is why we're always short staffed, is because when people don't like it here, they leave. So if you're not nice to them, they're gonna leave. And I said that. I'm like, and that's the thing is these residents are so impatient, and then they're mean to the new people, who, and then the new people take it personally. Me, I have a screw loose in my brain. Maybe it's a lag bolt. I think it's a lag bolt that's loose in my brain. And I'm like, if you don't like me, fine, whatever. You can fuck off and die, but you're still gonna take your meds. And that's how I survive toxic work environments. As personally, I'm not good at seeing them because I my brain is weird. But I pointed that I've gotten better at least kind of seeing it. It's how much I care is a whole nother level of I always try to change. I always try to make wherever I'm working like at least tolerable. And by having good nature and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I need to have a talk with my boss. Funny enough, not about me. But it's just rough. But a lot of the residents don't seem to understand when they're mean because they expect something at this time and they have their schedule. I have a schedule too. But at the same time, if someone's new, all the patience and tolerance in the world comes out of me. Like I ooze. Oh, you're learning? Hey, okay. So just so you know, XYZ, this is generally how we do it. That kind of thing. But at the same time, the residents need to have that same level of tolerance. And sometimes they just don't. Because they're cranky. And I get that. Because I too am cranky. I don't know if anybody's realized that, but I too am cranky. Okay, so 4 away from this 3, 4, and then there, and then we should have 3 from the other end. We do. Nice. Okay, so and 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 it's unfortunate. Like I'm a productive crank. Um, and I'm cranky while I'm doing the thing that I'm bitching about doing. I currently have a coworker who just wants to get the job done. Screw you. I'm not going to take any of your feelings into consideration, which is incorrect. I know that I know that there's some liberties, but at the same time, we have an 8-hour shift to work. What does it matter if you have to go back to a person at 8 when you're in that area anyway? Or oops, I twitched. That was fun. That was a whole body twitch. Oh. And I did validate the resident. I'm like, I understand, I get it. Because she's like, well, when I was living on my own, I could just come home at noon and take a whole fistful of my meds that I didn't take early in the morning. And I was like, I recognize that. But at the same time, you have to recognize that we're regulated. We are a licensed facility. and we have to follow the rules. And she was grumbly, but she's like, yeah, I get it. It's like, I could, hands down, I could give two flying fucks when these people take their meds, as long as they take them in the right amount, with the proper amount of spacing. It's like, if you're supposed to take 3 pills 3 times a day, you don't take them once every 5 minutes. But at the same time, I don't care if you pick noon, midnight, and 3, or noon, or 8 in the morning, noon, and midnight. I don't care. But because I'm being paid to follow the regulations, I have to care. Or if someone says, no, I don't want that medicine, I don't care if you don't want that medicine. I will take it right off your plate. I will be like, hey, just so you know, this is what this med does. If you don't take it, this is what could happen. But if you don't want it, that's cool. Because it's not my choice. It's not my body. I am going to live another day. In theory. Like, nothing is promised. But by Ethel not taking her Tylenol, I'm not going to suffer whatever consequences come from her not taking her Tylenol, because I'll go take my own. And do I want everybody to be well tended and taken care of? Because I can tell you, a lot of our people don't take very heavy drugs. They're your average old people drugs. So we got your Tylenol, your Eliquis, lots and lots of Synthroid. Geesh. Like your antacids, we got your Pepsids, statins. We got your average elderly senior citizen level drugs, which makes me feel super old because I'm on like I'm like on all of, like, at least one person in the facility takes one of everything that I'm already on. So it's the weirdest level of apathy. Is I want the best for the people that I'm providing services for, but at the same time, if they don't want it, it does not. It's no skin off of my teeth. None. I am not living their life. I'm not in their body. If they don't want it, that is their choice. And that's pretty much my entire outlook on existence is if I don't agree with you, as long as it's not something like humanitarian based, as anybody who's watched this channel for any smidgen of time knows, I get very, very ruffled and riled up about people telling other people what to do because that's what they do. I sometimes be like, hey, yo, just so you know, this is what I do in this situation. But if it doesn't work for you, that's awesome. I'm just tossing it out there. It might work for you, it might not, but when it violates the autonomy that you have as a person, that's when I start getting pissy. Because I'm not living your life. I'm not in your body. I don't make your choices. I don't have to pay those consequences most of the time. Most of the time. There are some instances where somebody else's choices do affect my existence, and that's when I get pissy about it. But most of the time, I can dodge those. It's a skill. Pattern recognition. So when I see stuff like that coming, I dodge it. I mitigate it out. Unfortunately, sometimes I do have to take the hit, but at the same time, seriously? I highlighted something. I've got to have highlighted something. I had not highlighted some of that. And I got very confused. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh fuck. Did I do something? No, I just didn't highlight it. I love me my digital pattern keeper.
A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence of hope upon the horizon. A sense of victory at the break of dawn. The rise of heroes.
I wonder if I'm actually gonna make it to get into the black today. I think I will, because I'm in the last chunk of this, but today seems to be like the opposite of yesterday, where time is going very fast and I feel like I'm going very slow. At 11, I am gonna swap over to be right back so I can go stuff the stove. Because while it's not super cold outside, it's still cold enough that we still need to heat the building.
A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence of hope upon the horizon. A sense of victory at the break of dawn. A new time has come. The rise of heroes.
I'm contemplating what to do with my computer after stream today. So if I bring it downstairs into my dining room, I know that I am more likely to potato and relax. Um, if I keep it up here, I'm gonna potato, but I'm probably gonna like get more stuff organized, and I want to find a balance between that. So chances are I'm gonna bring it downstairs because I want a potato before work today. Um,
A new time has come.
maybe get little dragon's wings all done, because I started the second part of his second top wing, and I wanna get his wings done tonight. See if I can, because when I don't have anything interrupting me, they actually move kind of quick.
Of heroes.
Uh, but at work, obviously there are distractions, like work.
A new time has come. The rise of heroes.
have a drink somewhere here. There we go. Such a, it's really hard. Like it's really sunny and it's getting kind of nice outside. At the same time, it's a trap because it'll get really nice and sunny and the snow will all melt and it will be gorgeous and then it will snow. And that is the trap. Like my inner gardener is going, but it's warm and it's sunny. You could start planning out your gardens. And the realist in me is going, no, not yet. Or the Mainer in me is going, no, not yet. One more. And we touched in the right location. Woo! Means I did some correct counting somewhere. And I gotta love how Maine is getting like a fuck ton of attention because of our governor. And again, mixed feelings about our governor. I'm super proud that she told Trump that essentially to fuck off. Super proud of her for that. Not super proud of her because she did not sign an agricultural bill that would limit the hours that you could use children as workers on family farms. Because the some of the guys who some of the family farms exploit their workers' children. And you heard that correctly. A lot of the family farms on Maine are big enough that they need to hire workers that may or may not actually have come here. Well, they start out coming here on proper terms. And then the employers don't maintain the proper paperwork to keep them here, and then they trap them. That is why one of the dairy farms that I went to when I was working with the grant that I was the NFJP grant that I was working with, all of the workers spoke Spanish. Only the supervisors knew English. Um, that was fun because I can understand Spanish for the most part. If I find someone patient, I can understand Spanish. And I know I know enough forms of universal communication that I can get my message across. But so to combat that, you want to know what the commercial slash in quotation marks family farms in Maine did to combat people learning Spanish? They started hiring and bringing in Haitian workers. Now, Haitians speak Creole, essentially. It is an interesting twist of French and I'm not even. It's certainly interesting. So, I also know a little bit of Creole. So, one of my new coworkers is Haitian, and she's like, "You what?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know some. I know enough to get me in and out of trouble, or say I am eating rice," which is always a great conversation starter. I am eating rice, and then they're like, "Oh, honey." It's kind of like when I Spanish, like I understand it. That's truly all I desire. Um, speaking it would be great, but understanding it works fine for me. And I've had several people be like, "Well, you just have to speak it and practice it and allow for the guidance." And me in the back of my anxiety-ridden autism ADHD brain is going, "No, it is not fucking perfect. These words are not leaving my mouth until I can fucking have a perfect accent, perfect usage of words." And no. And people don't understand that. Like it's not that I don't know the words or anything. It's putting them in the proper order with the proper pronouns, because with the proper pronunciation, because believe it or not, porque y porque, two different words. But it's all in the spacing and timing of the word. But it's like hombre y hombre, two different words, very close though. Yes, there's our evil. But I'm sure for different reasons for you than they are for me. For me, it's the shooting joint pain that I experience. Ah, yeah, but porque and porque are my favorite, because you can answer them. You can answer one with the other. Porque, porque, or you can be all dramatic. Porque. Oops, that apparently excites the dogs. People hopping on here being like, "Why is she shouting? Why?" Or because. So, Dragon and I are friends on Duolingo, and I suck at keeping a routine. When I was working for Pathstone, I had a routine. I would come into the office, I would do like half an hour of Spanish, and then I'd go out and traipse about my day. These days, and I do things like get 10 lessons done in a day. I would be up in the high competitive levels. But these days, I'm lucky to get a word match lesson done 10 minutes before midnight. Okay. Yeah. But it's like, tengo hombre is I am hungry. Tengo hambre. No, hombre is man. Tengo hombre is I have a man. Tengo el hombre. Un hombre? Or tengo hambre is legit I have hungry, but I am hungry. We go telenovela on everybody. ¿Por qué? Mi amiga, ¿por qué? And then I can just see like it panning over to the dragon. ¿Por qué? just deadpan, because. almost done this almost done this chunk here. I think there's more out here that I have to go find. It is it is past 11 when I said I was gonna go. I got sucked into screaming why. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish this little area that I'm, because I think it's 3 stitches, and then I'll go make sure my wood stove isn't dead. It's not, but I gotta make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go fill the wood stove. We got like 5 lines of 307 left to do, off in this little area here, and then we're gonna move on to the 310 or black. First, but first, stuff in the wood stove. Okie doke. Well, have fun getting the kids. And yeah, my Friday streams have been so irregular that I'm kind of surprised you guys are here. Just because it's just been like, oh hey, I'm gonna have one. Nope, I lied. It's pretty much where it's been. Okay, so 4 down from here. So 2, 3, 4. Is it at 4? It is at 4, and then have 3 out. Okay. I have a little clump of the yellow right here, and then I'm gonna swap over to black. That's 3. I get that. I think next week my streaming schedule is normal. Um, Yay! I counted right. It's the little victories. Little. Woo woo! We are done 307 for this page. At least I think so. I'm gonna zoom out and make sure. We are done 307 for the page. Victory! It's funny. Like there's a whole bunch of colors that are just there's like 5 or less on the page, 5 stitches or less on the particular area, and it's just and the piece of string that I actually have on the needle is short enough that it's gonna be go bye bye. Oh, I guess I got oh, not good. Yeah, yeah. OBS got DC'd. Okay. Mm-hmm. Popping over to 310. So 310, we're starting up in this corner here. I'm just having trouble processing that it's Friday. Like, I'm glad that it's Friday because this is my weekend off. But at the same time, I'm having issues processing it. Okay, we're gonna. Well, we've hit 200 with just the yellow that the 307 that was done today. We've hit we've hit the mini goal that's always standing. Oh, and we're gonna hit 2%. We're at 1.99%. So super pumped. Okay. This is this is one of the ones that I have to break down into like column sections because I'm gonna start off with the column that I'm at, and it works its way down. So super pumped! I hit my 200 stitches goal, and we're gonna hit 2%. So that's pretty awesome. Wow. YouTube did that to me once, but I hope I have a whiny dog. Pixie, enough. You're fine. I love you, but you're fine. I know. I have a whole 2 hours where I'm not paying attention solely to you. No, you can't use my window. I know what you want. She's like, fuck off, Mama. No one wants to play with me for a whole 2 hours. And it's getting to the season where after stream, go out and hook the toy for her. Just in the winter, it's not safe. She is being quite the queen right now. But yeah, I'm doing the box of, it's 17. Foundation row. Oh my goodness, that was fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 4. I hear motorcycles. Jeez, that's ambitious. Well, I mean, it's not a bad day, so. 4. Skip 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then to the end. This weird star box, right? That I'm working around right here. Like it's just the color that's in it's all one color, but it's just a weird box. 3. Skip to 1. Skip 3. Okay, so 1 out to the end. Two percent, folks. This is 2%. Well, not this. Like we've hit 2%. Woo! Yeah. Oh. I just hit my check mark to see if I hit that mark. 2%. Only 98% left to go. Oh. Okay. Let's see if I can at least get the half stitch. I know I don't have enough to go back, but do I have enough to, and I do. And I do. Only minor thread chicken. Searching for musses. Miss. Wonder if I can get to 300 stitches today. That would be. I'm at 217. I think I get 100 stitches in half an hour. Or almost. This is a kind of block color. A lot of the other stream only colors I'm gonna have to go by column just because that's how they roll, you know. They're speckled all over the place. So I think the 310 is the last like blocky follow the yellow brick road kind of color. But I think they're speckled enough that I'm gonna have to do like column 2 columns, so instead of 10, do 20 to prevent. Funny enough, um, when you do by columns, you can make rows, and it can show up in the final product. Um, I'm generally my tension for cross stitch over the years has gotten really really good, so I'm not my stitches aren't super duper like tight. So if it looks like I've created rows, I can like agitate the fabric, and it makes it disappear. So after stream, I'm gonna take a couple measurements and place a couple orders. So that tomorrow I can pick up the orders that I'm going to make today. Yeah, they're gonna be just bring them up to the front of the store kind of orders. Mhm. Now I gotta. Five, 7 down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this one right here. It's off in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to be over here anytime soon again. Well, that's a lie. Not with black, though. Mhm. That was a lot of jumping around for that piece of string. I'm almost out again. Ah. But it is helping me go down this way. And I have enough for a few singular stitches. One singular sensation. 1, 2, 3. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, 277 for stitches. I can get there. One of the things I definitely need to remember is to bring up a trash bag for my craft room door, because what I've been cleaning and organizing, I find a lot of trash and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, I need to throw this out, and then I don't have a trash. Oh, I found one of my Bluetooth speakers, which made me very happy. I'm gonna clean it up and put it in my craft fair stash, because I like having music at my booths, and I haven't had any music at my booth, so because I couldn't find any of my freaking speakers. Mhm. And I also, how I found my Bluetooth, I looked in an area where I thought it was, and it was there, just covered in dust, along with a lot of other things I thought I misplaced, but I found them. So, moral of the story is check check weird places. Secondary moral is I really need a new like computer desk. Because I have an old fashioned computer desk, um, where it was designed for a smaller tower, and my beast of a tower doesn't fit in where the computer's supposed to go. Um, so I have to put it on top of the desk, which takes away from desk space. And I would like to have a desk that I can put my printer on as well. So I need to upgrade. I'm going to find out if we counted correctly in some other areas here in a second, where we're running into the encounter of the other stuff. So at this point, black goes down this way and it goes down to the other page. And I'm focusing on this down slope, and I'll come back and I'll get the secondary down later. And so far I've counted correctly. Mhm. Okay. Two. Mhm. Woohoo! Matched up perfectly. My count actually came out well. Yes, it did came out. I was like, hold up. Yeah, it came out good. So these two little marks here mark the other path. But this is where I stop on that path. And I just continue down the other one. For the 10 minutes I have left. Unless I've hit 300 stitches, and then I might stop and just give a rundown, because it's Friday and I got not fun things. I gotta go harass my car a little bit. Ooh, I hit 309 stitches. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna give you guys some fantastic stats because it has been a very productive day here on Call Dance. We started out at 1.85%, or 95%. 85 was yesterday. Whoops, 1.95%. We are now at 2.02%. Not a huge jump, but enough to be like, woo! Because a percentage on this guy is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Did 309 stitches, so I did a little bit more than I normally do on a 2-hour stream. I like to say that it's because it's just the block color. But let me zoom out so I can show you guys, so you can see all of the work that is. That is where we're at with Call Dance right now. Full complete page here, page 2. His Royal Highness, I think we get like a little bit of his hair on the downside corner, like the lower right hand corner of page 3. We only start seeing his hair for the first few pages. For the first row, we only see his hair. The second row, we start to see more of his hair and maybe the top of his forehead. Oh my goodness. So I will be back Monday at 10. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I will be lurking in the Discord and in other areas of the lurky lurk where I lurkity lurk. Drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. I love you all. Thank you for the gift of your time, because that is non-refundable. When you spend time with me, it is a non-refundable gift, so I appreciate very much. And I will see everybody on Monday.